You ever get that feeling on a Saturday morning where the coffee hasn't quite hit yet, but the shop is calling your name so loud you can't hear the toaster pop? That was me at 5:01 a.m. today. I walked out there, tripped over a rogue floor jack, and realized, man, I love the smell of potential and WD 40 inches the morning.
Potential? Is that what we're calling the pile of half-finished walnut scraps in the corner now? Because to me, it looks like a very expensive fire hazard.
Hey now, those are future heirlooms currently in their awkward teenage phase. But seriously, welcome back to the TigerDen. We've got a massive show today. We're talking about the 2026 Tool Awards, which, by the way, made me feel like I'm living in a sci-fi flick, and how to actually clear 10 grand a month without losing your mind or all your fingers.
It's a big promise, Tiger. But before we get to the money, I want to talk about these game changers. You spent all yesterday reading the specs for the 2026 awards. Are we finally at the point where I can stop dragging a 100-foot extension cord across the yard like I'm tethered to a life support machine?
Alex, the tether is officially severed. Steel went and did it. They've released a professional-grade mower and a cutoff machine that don't just compete with gas. They make internal combustion look like a steam engine. I used to think if a tool didn't bark and spit blue smoke, it wasn't doing real work. But these new lithium stack cells, it's like have a lightning bolt in your pocket. We're talking 30% more runtime than the stuff from just 2 years ago.
30%? That's not just a nice-to-have update. That's the difference between finishing the job and sitting in your truck waiting for a charger to go green while the sun goes down.
Exactly. It's reached a tipping point. If your current battery platform feels like it's struggling to keep its breath, 2026 is the year to jump ship. It's a system swap year. It hurts the wallet once, but you'll stop feeling like you're working with a hand tied behind your back.
Speaking of tech, I saw your notes on the new multi-process welders. You're telling me one portable box can handle MIG and TIG now without being the size of an industrial refrigerator?
It's magic, Alex. Truly. I remember when moving a TIG setup required a forklift and a prayer. Now, you can tuck this unit under your arm, climb a ladder, and get a clean bead on a stainless bracket without breaking a sweat. It's miniaturized professional power. It's making the garage hobbyist look like a master fabricator just by lowering the barrier to entry.
Which is great, until that hobbyist realizes they actually have to know how to use it, which leads us perfectly into what's happening in the trades. I saw that report on the automotive sector. They aren't looking for the guy who's been turning wrenches since the 70s anymore.
Not exactly. Experience still counts. But the canary in the coal mine for the trades right now is the local garage. The old school shops that refuse to buy the digital scanners or learn about EV sensors. They're drowning. They're stuck doing oil changes on 2012 sedans while the world passes them by.
So, wait. If I'm a young person looking to get into a trade, you're saying I don't need 20 years of grease under my fingernails to get hired?
You still need the grease, but you need a brain for the bits and bytes too. Shops are hiring for potential now. They want the kid who isn't scared of a software update. If you show up with a solid work ethic and you can actually navigate a diagnostic interface without looking like you're staring at a foreign language, you're the most valuable person in that building.
It's almost like the nerds and the gearheads finally had a baby.
Basically. And it's a beautiful baby. If you're a student right now, don't just learn how to swing a hammer or turn a bolt. Learn the logic behind the systems. Be the person who can explain why the sensor is failing, not just the one who knows how to replace it.
Okay, let's talk about the dream. The maker mogul life. Every time I open Instagram, I see someone making a cutting board. Are we really saying you can hit $10,000 a month making things out of wood? Or is that just influencer math?
Influencer math is usually 50% lighting and 50% lies. But 10K is real if you stop acting like an artist and start acting like a factory. I've been there. I've spent 40 hours on a soul-searching coffee table that I ended up selling for barely enough to cover the lumber and a six-pack of beer. You can't scale a soul search.
So what's the secret sauce? Because it's clearly not just working harder.
It's reproducibility. You need a menu. Zach Vaught and the big players in this space are shouting it from the rooftops. Pick 5 things and get fast at them. Cutting boards are your bread and butter because you can batch 20 of them while your glue is drying on other projects.
You mentioned integrated tech stations in your notes. Is that just a fancy word for a wooden box that holds a phone?
It's a fancy wooden box that people will pay a premium for if it solves their cable nightmare. Think about it. Minimalist floating shelves, tiered plant stands, tech docks. These are things people need for their homes to function, not just things they want because they look pretty.
And you're big on the email list thing too. Why not just ride the algorithm?
Because the algorithm is a fickle beast. One day, you're the king of the feed, and the next day, you're invisible because some billionaire changed a line of code. If you have an email list, you own the conversation. You aren't renting your audience. That's how you turn a side hustle into a business that actually pays a mortgage.
Let's pivot to the weekend. You've got people fired up now. They want to go to the shop. You suggested a Mom, I Love You portrait for the scroll saw. Isn't that a little, I don't know, craft fair 1994?
Oh, it's a classic for a reason. Look, a scroll saw portrait is a gauntlet. It tests your blade tension, your patience, and your ability to breathe without shaking your hands. It's a patience builder. And hey, Mother's Day or not, a handmade portrait of a loved one is the kind of gift that gets you a free pass for all the money you spent on that new welder we talked about earlier.
Clever. Emotional blackmail via scroll saw. I like it. But what about the kitchen? You mentioned DIY countertops. That sounds like a recipe for a very expensive mistake and a very angry spouse.
I once cut a laminate top backwards. I was so focused on the decorative edge that I forgot left is right when the board is upside down. I ended up with a beautiful countertop that fit perfectly if my kitchen was a mirror image of itself.
See, this is why I ask.
The trick is the 4-measure rule. Don't just measure twice. Measure, walk away, have a coffee, measure again, then have someone else measure it while you watch. And please, for the love of all that is holy, check your finishes.
Right, the food safe debate. Everyone thinks poly is the answer for everything.
If you're cutting onions on it, you don't want to be eating polyurethane flakes. Use food-grade mineral oil or beeswax. It's simple, it's cheap, and it won't make your family sick. It's the little details, Alex. The difference between a DIY project and a professional installation is usually just the last 5% of effort.
Okay, so upgrade the batteries, learn the software, batch your production, and don't poison your family with the wrong finish. Sounds like a busy Saturday.
It's the best kind of busy. There's a certain magic in starting a day with a pile of raw materials and ending it with something that didn't exist when the sun came up.
Well, before you go Zen Master on us, give us the final word. What's the one thing people should take into the shop today?
Don't let the fear of a scrap pile stop you from making the first cut. Every mistake you make is just the universe giving you a very specific, very hands-on tutorial. You learn more from a ruined piece of cherry wood than you ever will from a perfect one.
So if you hear Tiger screaming from his shop later this afternoon, just know he's getting a vivid tutorial.
Exactly. Now get out there and make something awesome. We'll see you in the den.